Hi guys, I'm Matt.
I'm Sine.
And we're the Worlds. We're just two adults
Learning to be kids
as we follow our dad's world.
Hope you enjoy this.
We're at the 4th of 10 videos and us sharing our story. Very exciting, and we're at the 2nd yes. Last time we shared about the first yes, which was the pursuit yes. And this is where we shifted from being friends to more than friends. And now we're getting to the 2nd yes, where things got official.
Yes, and this is called the Courtship Yes.
Courtship is a very old word, but what it basically means in today's terms is dating, but we kind of like the old school vibes. We're in that state of pursuing each other. It was very quick, it was only 2 weeks.
Yes.
We were in that stage with our first date kind of in the middle of those 2 weeks.
In that time of us knowing our intentions, we also got to share with family and friends and people closest to us, and we really had people praying with us and praying for us and cheering us on, which really meant a lot as well to have that community. And one of my closest friends, actually in that week leading up to it becoming official, she was like, I really feel like it's not going to be too long.
The idea from actually us getting a sort of an image and a picture from God at the beginning of this whole journey, him just showing us this kind of relationship and what it represents and what he wants to do through it. And it was revolved around a little house. So then so I felt there's this little abandoned house at, I think, sort of halfway up to Kitsenberg mountain in Stellenbosch, and I felt like that should be the venue of of this. So the idea was to go for a little bit of a walk, have a little bit of a picnic at this little house with beautiful view of Stellenbosch. And
we love being outside, and we love picnics, so that's why a lot of our dates are those kind of days.
I then felt to write a letter because I think my words would have been difficult to get it out in the moment. So I wrote a letter that communicated sort of just how I feel about where we are in terms of our relationship, and then sort of inviting Sine into this new stage of our relationship, into the courtship part, the official boyfriend-girlfriend dating space, and again just asking her before we go ahead.
So when he had read his most beautiful letter and asked me into courtship, into being his girlfriend, my heart was just so ready, and once again I could say yes, full of conviction and with so much peace. And it really felt like when I knew God was really leading me in a direction, or that this was something to really come alongside. I really felt in that moment that God wanted me to come alongside with what he's doing in Matt's life. And it's cool because God knows us so personally, and sure, to you it might look different how the Lord speaks to you and how he makes things clear to you, but the common thing with knowing that something's right is always that he gives his peace, and I'm grateful that he gave us his peace in the way that he knows personally.
Yes.
It means a lot to our hearts. So I could say yes, and then it was official.
Yes,
the
and it became official.
Yes.
Boyfriend, girlfriend. It was nice to be on a mountaintop to literally stand up and be yes, oh my goodness, this is great. And I was actually shaking a bit while we were reading the letter because I was semi obviously nervous, but also it was cold. And it was a beautiful moment, and such a celebratory time. And and then the walk down was also actually very special, because it was at that stage I felt like God said it's time to engage in the physical hand contact. and
he was so gentle and patient and honorable. He asked me for, he was like, may I hold your hand? And to me, it might sound super old school, but to me that means so much. And I could say yes, and it was so glorious. Just
So then we walked down the mountain holding hands for the first time, and actually started getting quite dark. And then there was actually a bit of a tricky situation because it was dark and we couldn't see properly, and we obviously don't fall and no one to not hold hands. It was so cool because I think that was like a picture of what our relationship would look like in the future. I could really take her hand and lead her in this dark space, not knowing where we're going, just and now we experience obviously this thing of it's whenever it's tough or whether it's dark, we don't know what we're doing, we get to do it together.
And I could really trust Matt and follow him, and I felt so safe. And it's so cool because later on in our relationship I actually wrote a song for Matt. One of the lyrics was, I'll take your hand as you take his and dance with you through mysteries. And I feel like at the beginning of our courtship, it's so cool that we actually experienced that physically, but we could then experience that in so many different ways in our relationship.
So that sort of set us up for everything to come.
When we got down from the mountain, we just felt like we prayed and we just really gave this to God and just together confess that we are following our dad and that we're trusting and that we just looking forward to what's ahead. And there was so much excitement. We had a little toast, a water toast, because I was still in the middle of my farm.
I was buzzing. I got obviously we pressed this differently, so I got home back to Res with my roommate there and my whole section, friends in the section, and I just shared with everyone guys, this is what happened. She said yes, this is amazing. I was just going crazy that evening, and I was buzzing, and I think I struggled to fall asleep because I just couldn't stop thinking about Tanae and just this journey that we're on and how we get to do it with our dad and how special it is, and it was incredible.
And I remember coming back to Raise and just raising my hands in hallelujah and just saying thank you to God, which I actually did every time after I spent time with Matt, or every time after we had a date and I greeted him and I walked into my Raise, I would just lift my hands because I was just so grateful and overwhelmed, but just so thankful as well. And I shared with my closest and sharing with my parents after it was official as well. It was so cool. And my parents were obviously praying in that time, and then my dad shared with us that he knew it was coming. He felt on his heart that evening was the evening when it was going to happen. So to us, especially having this authoritative role and someone we're so close to in our lives, being he really had it on his heart that it was that evening things are going to become official. Also, just was so cool to us.
And for me, it was it felt like obviously when I heard that I'm not crazy, because it was on that sort of in that week I went to God and he told me it's time on Saturday, and without me knowing it, Sunaya's dad was also sitting there asking and praying for us and trusting for us, and God told him the same thing. So it was so beautiful to see that the dynamic of the way we get to talk to the same God and know that he's got our best interest at heart, and how he communicates so freely and so openly. What a privilege. It'll always be such a privilege. Then for the next 18 months we dated until we got engaged. So just to give you that bit of a timeline, so this was May 2017, and it started the journey, and we went on many dates and we did a lot of special things, and some of it will come up in the other yeses. And that was the start.
And the little picture of the house just ties in with the word that we got and why that date was on the mountain. God gave us this word of him building a house on a hill, and us just standing and enjoying him and enjoying each other, and how he was building, the foundations were laid, but he was building around us. Just so great to us, having not only peace, but having words and scriptures and things that we could really hold on to and run with in this time.
So that's it for the second yes, the Courtship Yes. And we hope you enjoyed it and that you could take something from it. We're so excited for the next yes.
And if you enjoyed this and if you'd like to see more, please feel free to subscribe, or comment below. We are looking forward to keep the conversation going.
As always, the invitation is there for everyone, including us. Let's all be kids together as we follow our dad on this incredible life adventure. Awesome, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.